Hey, Sean here from SpeedCube.com. When I started this channel, the main thing was reviewing puzzles. And I was real excited about making a mega comparison because there were about a dozen different major puzzles out there, and I bought those dozen puzzles and made a comparison. But now there's so many, and it's really hard to do a mega comparison. So what I'm going to talk about are the main cubes of 2025. Some I'm going to show you right on screen. Some I'll show you a picture because they're lost in a pile of some other things, but I've gone back and know what I'm talking about there. Now this is the end of the video, and I'm coming back to this right now. Most of these all are between 54 millimeters and 56. So they're all around the same size. The 54 millimeter ones will be more obvious. However, some of them that say 55 or 55 and a half, depending on how rounded the edges feel here in the corners, they may feel smaller than other ones, even if the size is different. And all of them are around 67, 65 to 75 grams. So they all feel very similar there, but I'm going to talk about some that the weight seems more distributed towards the center instead of the outside, and when it's more on the outside, I feel like the turning's a little bit easier. And they almost all have core magnets. I'm only going to talk about the top of the line ones, just so we can hear what those feel like, as opposed to like, well, you can have this without the magnet, the top of the line ones. If you just want to know what's a good cheap one to get an RS3. Even though they haven't really had a new one this year that I've seen, it's still a fine puzzle that you can get for under $10 and get like world record times on. So if you just want sort of a throwaway, what should you get at like a $10 price point? RS3, then let's just get that. I'm going to go through first alphabetically and then talk about the ones that I recommend, the ones that I use, the ones that I personally would grab if I wanted to have a puzzle for speed solving or whatever it may be. Let's first talk about Dayan. Dayan came back. Now at the end of 2024, they had their Zantchi V5, which is what this one is right here. And it was a very solid puzzle, real good, real strong magnets, and an interesting core design. This year they came out with the Guhong Pro Plus. And what I really love about the Guhong model is that you can get it in 54 millimeters, 55 millimeters, and 56 millimeters. Now I really like smaller puzzles, so having this in a few different sizes is great. You can get it with core magnets, so often you hear that called a ball core, and it's a really good all-around puzzle for only $20. I'm going to show a couple other puzzles here that are cheaper, but it really is fantastic. Some things just about the puzzle, it's similar as far as the feeling of this Zantchi goes. And what I mean by that is that the corners of the puzzle are a little bit more squared off. They're not as rounded. So it does give you that more blocky kind of feel. One thing with any of these puzzles, I think all of them I'm going to show, is there's little to no magnet adjustments. That's been something that has been just across the board. Companies have said, nope, you can't adjust the magnets. We'll give you some interesting core adjustments of tension and elasticity, but very little to no magnet adjustment. And I'll talk about if there is what it looks like. The Dayan one's a little more square design, has a bit of flexibility, but I would say it doesn't have the super lightness that we're going to see in some puzzles like GAN, but not the super round feeling of things like the Weilong. So ES is sort of a newer brand company. So their puzzles remind me a lot of the Weilong as far as the design goes. However, it does not feel like that at all. If anything, it feels more like a GAN puzzle because it feels quite light to me. Now, on paper, it does say that it's a little heavier, but it feels light to me as far as turning. The thing that I don't like about this puzzle is where the weight is more on the inside. So when I turn, it doesn't feel like there's the force, the centrifugal force that kind of pushes it. It feels very light on the outside, heavier on the inside, and I'm not a big fan of that feeling, although it is a nice puzzle and very, very smooth. If we look at the core, we have some adjustments here, not a ton, and the biggest thing going for this is it's $17 currently at SpeedCube Shop as I make this video. So I don't know what it is afterwards, but I'll link a lot of things in the description. Let's get to GAN though. And we have the GAN 16 and we have the GAN V100. So now this one actually here is the 15 because my 16 is somewhere. If you are not super attuned to all the different slight variations of cubes, if you held a GAN 11 or 12 or 13 or 14 or 15 or 16, they're going to feel near identical. What feels a little bit different with a GAN 16 Max is, to me, it feels just a little bit smoother out of the box. The magnetic capsule, so unlike this one, actually has a coating over it. So they're built inside of here. The magnets aren't gonna just like pop out there. And the magnet adjustment that you have in the 16 is taking the magnets out and replacing them with other magnets there. It is a very, very light puzzle. It is, I believe, the lightest puzzle on this entire list. I have been liking it more when, let's say, my hands are hurting and it feels like I might have arthritis coming on, although doctors say no. But it makes it where I could cube for hours, and it really is a much more enjoyable long-term experience than most other puzzles. With that said, the GAN V100 is my top pick for GAN this year. It is 54 millimeters, so it's a little bit larger than the GAN Mini. The core is pretty much the same as the GAN 16. I think I need one of the tools to get this out, so I can't just take this out right now. Do I have a tool around me? I don't think I do. And we have our core magnets as well, and this is just similar to what the GAN 16 looked like with those capsules being covered. There are not a ton of other adjustments. You don't get other core magnets with it from the one that I got, the version that I got here, so unless they come up with another one, don't at me. The GAN 16 is $85 for the top end one. This one is $40. So twice as much as the Guhong Pro, but less than half of the 16. So this is a top pick for me this year. Morry Tianma X3 Plus. I don't know. I can't get into any Morry puzzles. It's similar to the ES, where I see what they're doing. It's a real cheap price. It's like $15 for a puzzle that performs equally as good as some of the other top ones out there, but it just doesn't click with me. And I feel like it feels like a GAN copy from 5 years ago. You could use it and still get world record times, but it just feels kind of clunky to me. It feels very squared off edges. It feels like the weight distribution is more on the inside than the outside. I do like the Morry a bit more. Get it? It wouldn't be my top choice, while it is the cheapest one on this list. I am not going to show the old RS3 models. Pretty much all the RS3 models are nice, and if you get the $8 RS3, that's good from Moyu, but I'm not going to show it because I don't think there's a new one that came out this year. With that said, Moyu did come out with some expensive things. So Moyu has their Weilong version 11, their Super Weilong, their Super Aolong. I'm not going to show ones that have like the clear core, that's the special edition one, because if it has that clear core and you can see other colors through it, it's just you can't use it at a competition. Here we had the V11 SE. It had the black internals, which was really nice, and all of these have a similar feel to them. So I'm going to say the V11, the Super Weilong, and the Super Aolong. It's in similar sense with the GAN 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. If you gave it to someone who was not as experienced, they'll be like, these are identical puzzles. You could tweak them and feel like, okay, this one's slightly more flexible, this one's a little bit more, has more adjustments here, but after you've lubricated it and set it up, you could likely trick someone saying the Super Weilong is the Super Aolong or vice versa. The thing that I really like about the Super Weilong and Aolong are these corner adjustment magnets. You can get a lot of adjustment here, just like you can on the GAN 16. And the core, you do need a tool for it, so I don't really like that. I kind of like the older design for it. The Super Weilong or the Super Aolong would be the ones that I use. That's one that I will pick up. That's one that I will use for competition. It's $80 though. It is $80, and for that price, for me, I'm using it because I didn't have to pay for it. If I did have to pay for it, unless I just had that money laying around, I would probably get something else, unless I was also a professional and doing competitions every single weekend. Any of the Weilongs or Aolongs, whether it's the V11 or the Super, in my opinion, are so close enough that you should just get whatever one catches your eye the most if you want the black internals or not, or if you want the corner adjustments. The $80 is for the highest end one, which I'm using for all of these comparisons. There are cheaper ones, but for me, the ball core is something I really like because I like that added stability. GE came out with their Tornado version 4, and their Pioneer has 3 magnets here, so there's quite a bit more click. It doesn't feel a ton different than their version 3, besides having maybe a bit more stability. And you can see the core magnets there. I'm not bringing up too much with the edge magnets. Sometimes I can feel them, sometimes I can't. And so if you have stronger corner magnets, the edge repelling ones don't make as big of a difference in my opinion. I do like the way this has a little thing you pull up and can adjust the core though. That is probably the best one there. You can see some sticker residue from when I did fewest moves. And as well as the Tornado version 4, they came out with the XTS, which I'm going to word as the version 3. So if you like the kind of old school magnet adjustment where you just kind of turn the dial and you can make it stronger or weaker, the Tornado is likely the one for you. If you want something where you just replace the core magnets, where you have to take the corners out and pull those out and put the other ones in, then you'd want to go for the GAN. And lastly, YJ came out with their MGC Meta. Now these are the beta. And the difference is the Meta has a larger edge ring, which also has extra magnets in it. Oh, forgot to say price. So the Tornado version 4, the high end right now, is $50, and the XTS is $25. So if you really wanted the Tornado, it's quite cheap with the XTS comparatively at only 25 bucks. YJ, their MGC line, I have the beta here. I have not actually tried the Meta. I think that one just flew under the radar, but it's only $21 for the highest end beta and $26 for the Meta. And this is the nicest feeling puzzle for the price. While the Guhong does give you a lot of options, I don't like the feeling as much. The MGC has a lot smoother feeling overall. The core you can adjust by hand. I like there still is a screw there for the actual tension and then compression just by hand. I really do like the MGC, and I've only heard good things about the Meta. If people liked the beta, some people have said this corner twisting. I don't find any more with this than pretty much any other puzzle. Okay, that was a little bit of a ramble, so let's go through and just talk about which you would get. If I was to pick up any cube today, it would be the Super Weilong version 2 or the Super Aolong. Pretty much identical in my hands, even though there is a slight difference in the piece shape. It's $80, has corner adjustments, has edge repelling magnets, which I sometimes can feel, sometimes can't, so I don't worry about bringing that up too much, and has a tensioning design here with a lot of compression options. Both tension and compression, you just need a tool to adjust it, or you use like a paper clip with it. So that's my top pick. That's the one that I like more than any other ones. The GAN V100 is a close second with it, but just feeling wise, I prefer the slightly more rounded pieces of this. For something that is in that higher end realm that's not as expensive, the Tornado XT3 would be my vote for that. That's the V4. Here's the XT3. Now this right here is actually the version 3. The XTS does not have any adjustments with magnets, but if you just want that Tornado feeling but don't want to pay the high price, for 24 bucks, that would be worth it. It looks like puzzles are starting at around $20 now instead of $15 or $12 like they used to. So at that price point, the MGC is my recommendation, just for something that feels premier, that feels top of the line, and gives you that top performance. You don't get magnet adjustment in it. The tensioning is really nice though, and definitely something that you could be a world-class solver and get. So I was just editing this video and realized I didn't do any sign off for anything. So I think I just a really long video and was done with it. So with all of that said, please leave your thoughts and questions down below. I know there's a ton of puzzles, and even if you watch hundreds of videos, there's still confusion and questions until you just try them. But hopefully I can answer any of those for you. That's what I want to do. That was my ultimate goal of starting all of this. But thank you for watching. Hit like and subscribe. We just passed 107,000 subscribers, and we were at 106 like a year ago. So I've like plateaued there. But if you enjoyed this and you're brand new to this channel, and hit follow. I'll make more. I'll keep doing this. I enjoy doing it. Have a wonderful new year, and keep following SpeedCube Review for more news and reviews.